Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today on location. I'm in Mister's car before work starts today, child. Just finished walking Blue, and I was like, let me do this review for Real Housewives of Potomac season, what is this, season 7, episode, something like that, you guys. Okay, just before we even get started, I ain't gonna be going back and forth with y'all, period. But I really ain't going back and forth with y'all for some old fake ass shit. If you guys thought if yesterday's episode did not wake you guys up and realize that this is a bunch of fucking acting, then I know something. You guys, they was really pulling our coattails yesterday. This shit is not real. I'm almost willing to think that the shit with Candace and Chris is not even real. Okay? And they done got all the viewers all upset with all of this. And I really honestly do not believe. I'll point out in the review where I really feel like we was really being fooled. Okay? But I just was like, I had my suspicions, but after last night, I feel like they was like, okay, y'all, we about to give them what they need. We about to give them the drama. We gonna be arguing. We gonna be fighting. We gonna be indignant. We gonna be embarrassed. We gonna be all of that, y'all. I mean, I had many Mona bitch moments, but anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so it's day 2. Okay. And of course, the girls are all about to go out. It's still Karen's birthday weekend, right? We're still celebrating the weekend, even though shit has gone so left that, certain people don't even feel like doing it anymore. But the girls are in their white, and I guess it's supposed to be Karen's birthday dinner, but Karen comes down and tells Giselle, they're the first ones to get ready, that Mia told her that she wasn't hosting the birthday dinner anymore. So this is just a regular dinner party that they're going out to eat. Okay, no celebrations of Karen. Karen was just like, I'm hungry as shit, I don't care. Now Jacqueline is talking to Mia up in the room, and Mia was like, I'm not giving her a birthday party. She told me that she didn't want to, and Jacqueline was like, yeah, I mean, she told you that after you had already told her that you weren't giving her the party. She was just like, okay, you ain't got to give me nothing. All right. Mia has, reconfigured it in her mind the way that she thought the conversation went, like she so usually does. But anyway, all the girls are getting dressed. Robin comes in, late as usual, and then Mia pulls up the rear. She said that she is not going to forget the argument that her and Karen had. However, it is Karen's birthday, and you know what? She's still going to celebrate her. And, it's called being a good friend. So they all sit down at the table, and they decide that they're going to talk about, what's some of the funniest Karen moments that we've had. Of course, we talk about the wig shift. They start showing the clips of all the different things that Karen has done that we've all had a good giggle about. Remember when she showed Robin how to give a proper blowjob? Was that what that was when she was doing this? The bar of soap comment, the Gordon tongue moment that we all can't forget. Mia actually remembered that as her favorite Karen moment. And you know what? It breaks the ice. All the ladies are laughing. We're all getting along fine. It's a good time. Okay. The fire dancers come out, the ones with the fire, and they twirl it and put it in their mouth and put it, behind their head and all of that. They come out and they do a little show for them. And, Karen is just like, ooh, oh my God. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. What's she going to do with that? How's she going to have that in her mouth? Karen was very turned on. Giselle was just like, this is doing it for you. And she was just like, and you know what? It was a very sexy moment. So she thanks Mia for, the entertainment there. They ask her, do you think that you and Mia had a very productive conversation earlier? And Karen was just like, yes, I do. Which is funny because what part of that conversation was productive? I mean, I guess it was productive that Mia is not going to give Karen a party, but she's still doing this party and it's for Child, I don't know. Now, of course, Wendy is not at this dinner, and Wendy says that that's fine. She doesn't have a problem with that. You know what? She doesn't even want to have to look at Mia in her size 14 shoes. So Wendy won't be at this function tonight. But anyway, Karen says, well, she feels like Candace and Ashley, you know what? They may have turned a page. They went out earlier in the day with Wendy, and Ashley and Candace got along very well. And this, you guys, was when the bullshit started. I was just like, They were like, oh yes, because we both agreed to, table it, but we about to put the shit back out now. How do you go from being friends out earlier in the day and then all of a sudden, just like that, can turn the animosity back on and now we're arguing all over again? Does that feel normal to you guys? Does that feel like how regular people behave? Anyway, I'm just gonna tell you what happened for the, review's sake. But it's some bullshit. So they pick it back up, and apparently Chris is on the internet, Twitter and whatnots, and he's threatening the girls. At least that's what they feel. They feel like they're being threatened. And Candace was like, what part of it do you feel like he's threatening you? He basically says that you guys are lying, and they're like, where are we lying? What is he saying that we're lying about? Candace was like, look, I'm not fixing to entertain any of you guys and the rumors, okay? I'm not going to talk to you guys about the rumors. Does anybody else have anything to say? Does anybody have anything to say? And then, of course, jumps in and she was just like, why is it that every time we get together, there has to be a confrontation? I was like, girl, I'm almost agreeing with you. Candace says she's over this bullshit. Jacqueline is over there taking up for Mia and me. And Candace was like, I'm so over you being Mia's mouthpiece. And she was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, don't talk. I was like, oh, what is all this vitriol that Jacqueline has? Is she trying to have her moment? Okay. Like, you not fixing to think you gonna say anything smart to me, and Candace looks at her and Candace was just like, who are you? Okay. And Jacqueline was like, bitch, I'm somebody that can handle you. And I was just like, oh, what is this? I would love to see an argument go down with Jacqueline and Candace. It seems that Jacqueline has put it in her mind that she is not going to let Candace talk to her any old kind of way. Oh, baby, I can roast with the best of them. I guess that's what Jacqueline said. Yeah, I'd be willing to see that little argument fight go down. After this is when the music gets serious. Candace breaks off from the group, apparently. And she goes and she does a live. Okay. And you guys follow Candace. I don't follow Candace. So you guys can clue me in and let me know if you remember this particular live when she's talking about the girls being, fake. None of them are real. Nobody is loyal. Everybody is panhandling their businesses. She's sick and tired of them and yada, yada, yada. I was just like, now maybe it was a real live. I don't remember seeing it come across the blogs. But it could have possibly come across, but I don't remember. But I was just sort of like, so she does this live that evening and nobody knew about the live. Nobody knew about it. I'm sure somebody at that table follows Candace. Nobody got on social media that evening after they all settled into a good night's sleep and saw that Candace had put this live out. No, that's not what happened. I was like, Mona, bitch. So, but whatever. Candace, fuck these hoes from the bottom of my heart is what she says. I was like, y'all, it's called giving you good TV. That's all it is. Why y'all be arguing in these comments over this mess? This shit ain't real. These girls is friends. They all cool. Some of them may not, like each other, like that, but they all deal with each other. They're all fine with each other. This is bullshit, you guys. But continuing on with the show. The next morning, Mia says that she's going to follow through, okay, because this is her weekend trip and she can't let it all fall apart just because she's had a few disagreements with Karen, with Wendy, and the rest of the girls. So we're going to have a fun day today. She texts everybody and she tells them the same thing. It's going to be a great day, fun day. You guys all get prepared for a very fun day in Miami. Now, Wendy is still in Miami. And Mia and Jacqueline, they can't even understand why she's still there, But Wendy said that she came there, for Karen's birthday weekend. And she's not going to let, some bullshit that went down with Mia ruin the weekend with Karen. I was like, girl, you ain't even at the house. What celebrating you doing? You only getting invited here and there. It was just like, I'm sure the producers was like, girl, don't leave. We still need you to be here, But so Wendy is over in the hotel. And she is, still there for Karen's weekend, even though she's not participating in all the Karen activities. Now, Sharice goes to check on Candace. How are you doing? And Candace says that it's draining. You know, them lying about Chris. Chris is not trying to hit on them or any of their ugly ass friends. And she's just over it. She's tired of Ashley, you know, even though her and Ashley was fine just not even 24 hours ago. Oh, she's tired of Ashley, you know, and what do you think about Ashley and Michael? You think they're getting a divorce? You know, Sharice, oh no, I don't think so. You know, I don't think so either. I feel like, you know, you wouldn't be trying to buy a house. This is what Candace is saying. You wouldn't be trying to buy a house with that man if you know, if you were serious about it and get divorced. So yeah, nobody believes that Ashley is really getting a divorce from Michael. I think Michael just didn't want to be on the show this season. So this was the best way to keep him off. Anyway, Sharice says, well, you know what? I need you to get dressed and we're going to go out and we're going to have a good time. How's Wendy doing? And Candace was like, she's at the hotel by herself. And she was just like, oh, I would have gone home. And that's what we're all saying. Like, why is she still there? Candace was like, well, she needs to come back to the house because I don't want to be stuck with big forehead and all the rest of them, you know. And Sharice was just like, okay, Candace, watch your mouth. We're going to have fun, remember? Okay. So everybody, let's get dressed. So they all come down, okay? And remember, this is supposed to be Karen's celebration. But Mia tells them that she's going to separate the group. This is even better TV, you guys. So Mia, Giselle, Jacqueline, and Karen are going in one car. And the rest of the girls are going to go on a boat. Okay? And everybody is just like, oh, okay. Okay, I guess that's fine. We're going to have fun on the boat. Yeah, and then we'll all meet up later on and, you know, we'll celebrate Karen. Okay. Robin is not happy about that. Not only is she being separated from her leader, but now she has to deal with Candace. And who wants to be in a car with Candace and let alone on a boat with Candace, you know, being an asshole? So Robin's not happy about that. But Robin's got lumped in with the rest of the outcasts. I think Mia is trying to establish, you know, that she's one of the, you know, Karen is definitely and Giselle are definitely the lead Real Housewives of Potomac wives. Okay. So now Mia, you know, has put herself with that. And of course, she's brought along Jacqueline. So, you know, we see the girls in the car, the ones that are going to the boat. And it's going to be tense, right? Because Candace is sitting right next to Robin. You know, Ashley is in the car with, you know, it's just all of this. Candace says she wants to invite Wendy. Okay, because Wendy is not being involved in anything and it just doesn't make sense, you know. But Robin, how do you feel about that? I want to ask you first. And, you know, Robin is just like, ugh. But she doesn't say no, Wendy can't come. So Candace FaceTimes her and was like, girl, we going to the boat. Bring your ass down there. And Wendy says, okay, let me get dressed and I'll be on my way. In the other car, you know, Karen's just like, I just want to have fun today. Jacqueline says that, you know, there's apologies that need to be made, you know, as Mia's representative, as her mouthpiece, since everybody seems to think that that's what she is anyway. So Karen was just like, I apologize, okay, for making you feel like I was choosing Wendy's side when she was saying things to you about your husband. You know, she apologizes and Mia accepts. So those girls are all good now. So we're gonna go and we're gonna drive Lambos. We got Giselle and Jacqueline in one car. Giselle is going to drive that car. And then we've got Karen and Mia in the other car. And Karen is going to drive that car. I am blown away, honey, because I am a speed demon, okay? So, yeah, we hit the road. You know, first Karen can't figure out, you know, how to make the car go. I'm not sure if she drives all the time. But maybe the tension on the gas pedal is a little different on a very fast car. You know, you just barely need to tap it and it takes off. Maybe that's why she couldn't figure it out. Anyway, once she finally gets the shit going, you know, we see her and Mia, you know, driving down the streets. We see Giselle and Jacqueline. You know, Giselle was like, honey, if I can't pull a man in a Lambo, then I can't pull none. Okay, I was like, the jokes write themselves, but we not even gonna go there. Okay, you baiting us. And Karen and Mia in the other car, you know, Karen's like, oh, I love this so much. It's so fast. I need to get the wind in my hair, honey. So we driving, we having a good time. Okay. The other girls finally make it to the boat. And, child, when they showed them paddles, I was just like, y'all are so fucking shady. Child, them girls thought they was going to a yacht, and why did the Real Housewives of Potomac producers book them on a fucking paddle boat? You know how they had the paddle buses, the little buses when you drinking and your little booze ride around the town kind of thing? Okay, it's the same thing, just on water. So they actually have to paddle the damn boat to get it going. And they were like, damn, if we would have known that this is what we was doing, we would have worn different clothes. You know, everybody got their heels and dresses and shit on, and you got to be paddling. Girl, I would have been so aggravated. You know, it's a typical booze cruise boat, you know, where they give you cheap alcohol and, you know, a sandwich, and you ride around the town and you get drunk and you have a fucking really bad hangover the next day. So they get on the boat. Wendy gets there. You know, how are you? Oh, Wendy says, oh, God is good. She's been working. She's been busy, so it hasn't been a bust. All right. But anyway, they're riding on the boat. Packaged sandwiches and whatnots. You know, what do we talk about when you're with a bunch of girls that you don't really halfway like? So they say. Robin, have you been planning your wedding? Robin was like, well, yeah, we kind of been planning. It's going to be something really small, like very, very small. And she just kind of leaves it at that. And they were like, well, bitch, what's with all the cloak and dagger? You know, are you going to say something? Why are you being so quiet? And Robin was just like, well, I'd rather talk about these kind of things. I was just looking at the time, y'all. It's getting late. I got to hurry up, so I got to be at work soon. I would rather talk about these kind of things when with people that are my friends, okay? Not with motherfuckers who don't like me. Candace was like, you know what? She doesn't even care. She's over Robin and Giselle for their treatment of the way they've been treating Wendy. Okay, so it's just sort of like, whatever, Robin. You ain't got to tell us about this fake-ass wedding that you and Juan are never going to have. The boat ride is just whatever. Nothing too exciting happens there. So everybody's day is done. We meet back up at the house. The Lambo group, of course, were all excited about their days. The rest of them are just sort of like, whatever. So everybody needs to get showered. It's, you know, get ready. They're going out for that evening. So everybody goes off to their separate quarters. Okay. Well, of course, Robin and Giselle, they're in the room together, remember? So as Robin was pooping and scrolling Instagram, she tells Giselle that she came across this video the next day, you guys, that evening. And it was of Candace. And she shows the video to Giselle. I was like, Mona, bitch. And of course, it's the video of Candace, you know, saying how none of the bitches are real and she doesn't trust any of them and none of them are loyal and everybody is fake and panhandling. And Robin was like, she is personally upset with this statement because, you know, she went out of her way to support Candace when Giselle was coming with the bullshit about Chris, you know, hitting on her. She told her that it couldn't be true. You know, she supported her in that. And now she goes on the World Wide Web and she tells everybody that, oh, these bitches aren't loyal. They're fake. Okay. And Robin was like, and she's talking about the whole group. Everybody. She didn't omit anybody. So Robin is like, I am going to tell the group. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my goodness. Robin is going to confront Candace. When is she going to do it, you guys? I wonder. When would be the best time? It actually feels good to know that these girls are acting like that. That means that I don't have to really dislike the people as much as I thought that I did. But anyway, they all go downstairs. They're dressed and we're about to go. And Candace says, well, you know what, Mia, I wanted to ask you, since this is your home, your trip, and you booked this place, you know, and you booked this evening. You booked the restaurant this evening. Is it okay if I invite Wendy? I mean, it doesn't make any sense that Wendy is not here. And Mia was just like, you guys keep asking me this over and over, and it's always the same answer. No, I don't want the bitch around. And, you know, some of the girls just don't understand why Mia is holding on to this. Ashley is like, you know what? The shit happened a few days ago. It's so over. Like, why is she just making a big deal out of nothing? Okay, it's just a power trip at this point. Everybody gets off into their vehicles and they go on to the restaurant. And of course, it's not enough for everybody to go together, so they're in separate vehicles. Jacqueline, that child, is just running off at the mouth, talking about her being a bad dater and you know, she only focuses on one person, but she really should be dating a bunch of people. You know, Sharice was just like, I can only handle one person at a time. Okay. She doesn't do all that serial dating thing. And in the other car, we hear Mia talking about her and Jacqueline sharing some guy once when they were younger, because Mia was like, he's such a good he's so good in bed, that she felt like Jacqueline needed to just see what it was like, always skirting, skating that line of, whether or not they are bi-curious, lesbian type of things. The things that they love to talk about on Real Housewives of Potomac is possible lesbian relationships, threesomes, and of course they always attack marriages. That is like the thing that they do on this show. But we all get to the restaurant, we get seated. Ashley breaks off from the group and goes and makes a call to Wendy, tells her that they're at a restaurant not too far from where she is, and that she should come on down. Even though Mia has already made it clear that she didn't want Wendy there, but who the fuck is Mia? So Wendy was like, okay, good. I'll be there in a minute. Because the producers already told her to get ready. Mona, bitch. Ashley, hangs up and she goes back in there. And they were like, oh, Ashley, where'd you go? And Ashley was like, I just went and I made a call to Wendy and I told her that she can come. Okay, fuck what you said, Mia. Mia was just like, this is very disrespectful because this is my gathering and I said that I didn't want her there. Ashley says, well, it's not fair, okay, that you just decided to cast her out. And Charisse was like, you know what, Ashley, I don't think that it's fair that you decided to make a decision for the whole group instead of talking to us. And Ashley was like, it's not fair that Karen has a birthday weekend and it's supposed to be for her friend, with her friends, and then one of her friends is not here. And so then she was just like, and so then Mia was like, well, it's still disrespectful. And Ashley was like, oh, and it's disrespectful. And what are you, Mia? Are you a bully? Are you a bully, Mia? I was like, oh, is that in the script? This is when they was really turning on the acting. I mean, turned it up to 1,000. Mia laughs like, girl, I'm not even going to listen to you. And Candace is sitting back and she says to Jacqueline, you're not going to defend your friend? Okay. And Jacqueline's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And you sit right there. And Candace is like, oh, I'm sitting. For real, Candace letting Jacqueline talk to her like that, like, again, felt very, very much like they were acting, you guys. I'm sorry. My spidey senses, okay? They pull an old Jedi mind trick on a bitch. So then, right about now is when the producers send Wendy in. And again, they're not really happy about Wendy being there, but oh well. So Wendy sits down, and you know what? Wendy gives them a solid. Tells Mia that she takes accountability for the things that she said and her escalating the night before in the argument, So she apologizes to Mia for that, okay? Making things worse. And Mia just sort of like, is she apologizing? She's not apologizing to me. Well, who is she talking to, Mia? She said it directly to you. So Mia's ignoring it, but Jacqueline was like, she heard you. She heard it. Now that all of the gang is here, Robin was like, I have something that I think is going to be extremely insightful. I think that it's going to be something that everybody needs to hear. So she pulls out her Bose speaker. And everybody was like, what is this? Karen was like, oh my God, Robin is a techie. So she pulls out the speaker, she hooks up her phone, and it's the video of Candace that nobody has seen, and it's the whole fucking next night. It's the whole next night, you guys. And of course, Candace is talking about them, and none of these hoes are real, and fuck these bitches, they loyal, and blopty blue. Candace just kind of does her hair like, oh my God. So Candace was like, so you're going to ambush me at this dinner. And Robin was just like, you're talking about everybody. You called everybody a hoe. You said they're all unloyal. We're not loyal to you. And you're talking about the group. Everybody's looking around like, oh, did Candace say this about all of us? Candace was like, I said what the fuck I said. Okay, you can ambush me all you want. Okay, but you not real. So, she goes around the table. She tells Ashley and Giselle to their face that, yes, she was talking about them. Okay, even though they was just friends the day before, but now, she not friends with Ashley again. You know what, Karen, I wasn't talking about you. You wasn't included in that group. She wasn't talking about all the ladies, even though she did say all the ladies, but you guys know how it is. I wouldn't have, if I was in that group and I hadn't had no beef with Candace, I wouldn't have thought she was talking about me either, But everybody is kind of feeling a certain way all of a sudden. So then she was like, why would you wait to just ambush me? You're waiting to do this. You're trying to have your moment. You know how they do. And Ashley was just like, well, you know what? You say you weren't talking about Karen, but you told me that Karen goes out on dates with other men and all this. And then Candace was just like, I never said that. And of course they showed the clip of her. I mean, we all remember her having a conversation with Ashley when they were friends, right? So yeah, she did say that. So then Karen looks at Candace and she was like, did you say this about me? Candace says no. Okay, but let me be clear. So she's trying to explain herself. And Karen was just like, hold on. Let me say this to the whole motherfucking table. Unless you have names, unless you have pictures, and unless you have numbers. And you give me that number because I call people and I do interviews. But unless you have something like that really says something about me. If you don't have it, then shut the fuck up. Don't come at me again or my institution. Okay, I do this. And Candace was like, wait a minute, Karen, I never said that. I never said that. And if I did say it, why would I say it to her black ass? Talking about Ashley. Karen is so upset. You know what? I'm so upset. I'm mad now. And she gets up and she walks off. So Giselle says, oh, Karen is all upset, you know. She didn't say it wasn't true. She just said don't talk about her marriage. Of course, Karen leaves. But so while they're at the table, Karen comes out. She's like, I'm back now. What have you guys said? You know what? We can say it all to each other's faces. We're all here. She don't want to play phone tag, damn it. Let me know what was said about me right now, right here. Candace was like, you know what? She's lying. I didn't say that. And she starts crying. And they were like, is she crying? And she was like, yes, I'm crying. And I was just like, oh, God. So now Candace is so upset. She goes and she calls Chris. And she tells Chris what the girls have been doing to her. And Chris tells her there's just a bunch of miserable bitches and don't worry about it. You know, and the whole time I'm just sitting here watching like, y'all really poured it on, right? Yeah, the night is a little bit of a bust, you know. Candace is upset. Karen is upset. You know, Ashley told on Candace. And, of course, Wendy apologized to Mia. Mia didn't accept it. And Jacqueline and Candace might have a moment in the future. And Rob, you know, all of this is going on. It starts to rain, which is fitting, you know, and it starts to actually storm. So they can't even really enjoy the outside and have the dinner and all of that. So the night is over. Or is it? You know what? Let's all go out and have a good time. Giselle says that she's going to go back to the house. Okay, but the rest of the girls are going to go out clubbing. And they go out clubbing, and after everybody has their shots and their drinks and all, and you know what? They had a good time. They're dancing. They're all on each other. They're loving each other. You know, even Mia and Wendy had a conversation. And just, I love you so much. And all of this is going. And it's the lights and it's the cameras and it's, child, it was a whole bunch. But you know how it is when bitches drink too much. Okay, either they love you or they want to fight. After 4 hours of dancing and drinking and having a good time, and they all pile back into the car, they call Mia. You know, Mia's trying to figure out when they coming back home. It's 5-something in the morning, and they're on their way. But Candace is screaming and crying and yelling at Ashley for saying what she said and says she's a fake friend. She's not her friend. Or was she talking to Robin? It was a whole bunch of yelling and screaming. You couldn't even understand. It just sounded like a car full of drunk women. Okay, but they're on their way back to the house, and Candace was like, you didn't have to do that. You said that to hurt me. She was like, I wouldn't have blasted you the way that you blasted me, basically. Okay, you tried to hurt me. So Candace is upset, and child, everybody drunk, and they on their way back to the house. So that was it. But I'm telling you guys, it just all felt fake. It did not feel real. And I know that we embellish for these shows. I really do. I do. I know that's what the people like. But they laid that shit on thick. So I'm not going to give myself in the dander no more. Because I really don't even think any of this is real. But I know that many of you guys do. And, you know, people like to really have debates over it. So you guys can continue on in the comments. I won't be checking them. I stayed out of them last week. We going to do that again this week. Yeah. Mona, bitch. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. I got to get to work. Okay, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Boy.